What is good, y'all? What is good? Speak Your Clout podcast in the motherfucking building. Your boy Mike Sears. As y'all know, I've been taking a journey down the demented duo's discography. Who's a demented duo, you may ask? You know what the fuck these niggas is, right? Twiztid, Jimmy Madrox, Monoxide. One of the greatest duos in underground history, wicked shit history, hip hop history in my eyes. I love Twiztid, man. And for the past 2 months, I've been, you know, going back and revisiting the records, even though I listen to Twiztid a lot. But when I listen to Twiztid, I listen to like certain tracks, like a playlist type deal, right? I haven't listened to the album from the back in a while, so since I did all the Joker's cards from Insane Clown Posse, I figured why not go back and review Twiztid's albums, like every single record, right? That's what I'm gonna do, man. And I'm on that third record, you know. Technically, this is that third album. Mirror Mirror isn't an album, even though I consider it one. It's an EP. You know, that came out in 2002. So, I'm reviewing that third record, The Green Book, which I just fucking adore. And spoiler alert, it's my favorite Twiztid record of all fucking time. Absolutely is. And 2003 was a great year, man, for Psychopathic Records, man. Absolutely. They started off the year with Zug Island, Crack Towers coming out. I believe that came out in January 03, you know. So, before that, The Rape Shangri-La already came out. You had One Less G in the Hood out. You had Mirror Mirror. You had Tales from the Lotus Pod. You had Psychopathic Riders with Riding Dirty. You know, 2002 was a dope year too. You had, of course, you had the Sixth. You had Shangri-La. And so to start off the year with Zug Island Crack Towers was amazing. When I first hit Zug Island Crack Towers, I didn't pay no mind, y'all. I'll be honest. My boy PJ had it. My boy Paul, PJ, right? Paul Gagnon. Shout out to him. He had that shit. And the nigga was playing that a lot. I didn't say it was whack. I just said it wasn't for me. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck I was thinking around that time. But it took 15 motherfucking years, y'all. But last year I listened to it in its entirety, and I fucking got a hard copy. I was like, fuck that shit. That album is absolutely incredible. Not one bad track. Zug Island Crack Tiles is an absolute fucking masterpiece. The Gathering, the performing that this year, man. Oh, man, I would love to go there and watch them do that, man. I fucking adore that record so much. Shout out to Sin and them. Great album. Then they had EBK, Anybody Killer with Hatchet Warrior, his debut record in 03. That was fucking incredible. Then we had the EP from Violent J, Wizard of the Hood. Wizard of the Hood is a fucking masterpiece. An album that I used to like more when I was a teenager, you know what I mean, when it came out. I was like 18. Isham Repentance. You know, Repentance is a record where I'm not too keen on. You know what I mean? Nowadays. I think there's some bangers on there, but I don't like it as a full album. I'm not crazy about it. You know what I mean? Fully, I'm not crazy about that record. But there's some bangers on there. You know, so I think that's all of 03. I might be missing one or two albums, but that's what in my mind, that's what I got. But yeah, man, so 2003 hits around, and rumors of Twiztid leaving Psychopathic, man. You know, they're going to start up Magic Records with Tom Dub, get Q Strange. I didn't know about the Q Strange situation until my nigga Rombone up beneath the dirt told me about that. I had no idea about that, but that was going to happen. And if you look in the booklet, which the Green Book's one of the illest booklets of all time. I love that fucking booklet. It just shows a lot of dope pictures. Like there's pictures of Jimmy Madrox, or all his characters, like Little Shank from Riders, you know, in the freak show attire. And like the Batman get up, and then him with the wings, like Freak Show and shit. Like I said, that's fire, man. And same thing with Monoxide, they did that as well. You know, the Big Putin Stent characters as well. They have like in the lineup of the pictures. That's fucking dope. But what's mostly noted is Twiztid rocking. They're rocking orange hoodies, and it says Magic. You know what I mean? With some little logo and shit. And they thought they were going to leave, man. A lot of people thought they were going to leave, man. And I was like, what the fuck? Yo, son, I was fucking tight, my nigga. I'm like, these niggas can't leave Psychopathic, man. They're holding this shit down. You know what I mean? I was getting pissed, like, literally, when I heard about that. But it didn't happen. You know, luckily, it happened later on in 2012. Didn't happen in 03, thank God. But let's get into it, man. Twiztid, The Green Book, 2003, man. July 1st, 2003, 16-year anniversary to this day. So we get the Green Book. We get Jamie Madrox explaining the Green Book. Nothing much to it. Just he got his voice like kind of like the skies. Kind of like what he did on Freak Show, but it's in like a different tone and shit like that. You can hear, what does he say? The Green Book was believed to be lost or something like that for years, and I was finally found or something like that. Dope ass intro. I think that's dope. Then we get on the end, which is produced by Fritz the Cat. Both Madrox and Monoxide do their thing on here. Very dope. Love that track. Great way to start the record. Then we get White Trash with Tattoos. Another track produced by Fritz that I love. We get Blizzard and Homie on the chorus. Very dope shit. I feel as if Twiztid is feeling like fuck the mainstream. You know what I mean? Telling the mainstream to fuck off. They're like, yeah, we're white trash with tattoos, but we can rap better than most of you motherfuckers. You know what I mean? That's what I got from that. I think that shit is amazing. Dope ass track. Then we get Afraid of Me. Afraid of Me resonated with me so much, man. I absolutely love this track. I love Jimmy's verse on that shit. That nigga killed that shit. I am my own worst enemy. I'm not the smartest motherfucker and shit. I don't pretend to be. Like, I love that shit. That shit hits a nigga hard right there. And then he said, I got problems and they stack like bills and I relate to the broken, bleeding heart love killed. Like, that was a quotable for me for a while. I put that shit on MySpace back in the day, Facebook and shit. I love that shit so much. Just an amazing track, man. Absolutely. Afraid of Me is so fucking good. I love the video. I love what they're talking about in there, like going through depression, a bunch of bullshit. Like, Twiztid is great for that shit, man. You know what I mean? I love that track so much. Afraid of Me is fire. Like, I love that shit so much, man. Then we get Wondering Why. Amazing beat by Mikey Clark. You know, I love him. No, not Monoxide, my bad. When Madrox said, sometimes I'm a smart ass when being sincere. Like, I love that line, man. Jamie and Mono talking about being depressed and shit. So dope. I feel this shit for real. When Madrox said, I don't rely on the person I see in the mirror. Like, what? That shit was hard, man. I love that line. I don't rely on the person I see in the mirror. That's some deep shit. Wondering Why is fucking amazing. I love that song so much, man. They performed that at the Gathering, the Juggalos 04, man. Crazy time. They're rocking the fucking CC4 face painting shit. Amazing shit, man. Then we get Call Me, just a skit with Twiztid and Shaggy, leaving voicemails on his Hall's answer machine. I'm the Only One, featuring Shaggy 2 Dope. Love this shit, produced by Fritz the Cat. Twiztid and Shags talking about a dirty bitch that be fucking all kind of niggas and shit. I love that shit. Shaggy had a dope ass verse. I can relate to that. Back in the day, I knew a bitch that sucked off mad niggas. Sucked off mad niggas, man. You know what I mean? All kinds of fucking niggas. And had the nerves to like try to talk to me. I'm like, yo, fuck this bitch. You ain't getting me. The bitch had mono and shit. The fucking, that fucked up disease or whatever the fuck you get on your mouth. So I don't think it's a disease. I think it's a fucking, infection or some shit. But yeah, man, fuck that shit, man. I wasn't fucking with that bitch like that. But yeah, I'm the Only One. Fire. Love that track. Then we get Speculation. Featuring E40. Speculations is absolutely incredible. I love this track. I was ecstatic when I first found out that 40 was going to be on this shit because I'm a big E40 fan. Mostly the mob music era 40. Like, his first couple albums, you know what I mean? My favorite being In a Major Way. In a Major Way, the Hall of Game, the Element of Surprise, the Mailman EP, fucking the Out of Print Federal record, Charlie Hustle, all that. I love E40 early shit, man. That shit's fire. Twiztid talking about niggas gossiping and shit and making shit up. 40 killed his verse, so fucking dope. Decent beat by Monoxide as well. Shit was dope, man. I love Speculations featuring E40, man. That was ill. Big look for Twiztid to get 40 on the record. Then we get The World Is Hell featuring Eshawn, produced by the Sound Squad. The original version actually leaked before the album dropped. I fucking have that. Just to this day, my boy Paul, my boy PJ that I talk about, he made me a copy of that. He put that on there, the original Fudang, and motherfucking a bunch of like House of Crazy shit on that CD for me. Like a bunch of House of Crazy tracks. Like a mixture of shit. Shit was dope and I still have it. It might still work too. Gotta rip it to my computer and see if it works. But I don't really need to. I got all the downloaded HOK stuff. I got all the House of Crazy stuff from the Fright Fest version. So they sound pretty good, the sound quality. They need to fucking put out a House of Crazy's box set. You hear that, M&E? Need to fucking do that. But the world is hell is so fucking dope, man. What did that nigga Mono say? I got your president's head inside my garbage bag. That shit was hard, yo. Jamie's voice is so fucking. I love Jamie's voice around this time. It's so fucking dope, man. Yeah, around this time, his voice was ill, you know. Esham's verse is dope as fuck, talking about recent tragedies that happened. So fucking dope, man. Then we get Nicotine. Very short track. It's fire, though. Monoxide talking about his nicotine addiction, you know what I mean? Fritz did his thing on the beat as well. I love Nicotine. That's a dope little track. Then we get one of my fucking ultimate favorites on here, man. We get You Don't Want to Be Like Me, man. Dark bass. Heavy beat by Fritz the Cat. Really fucking dope, man. Mono also did some production as well with Fritz the Cat on here. I love Jamie and Mono's back and forth on here. So dope. That nigga Jamie said, well, I could turn your Adam's apple into apple juice. Start to strangle motherfuckers so their face turn blue. Like, that shit is hard, man. Very fucking hard. Love that shit. Dope track. You Want to Be Like Me is so fucking dope. Then we get Serial Killer featuring Tech 9. Fritz killed the production on here, man. Most people are afraid of the knife, but not me, though. I keep it old school like Amigo. Monoxide killed that, yo. And if you don't know what Amigo is, it was like a big action figure line in like the 1970s, early 80s, and they did like a superhero line where they had, you know, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, both DC and Marvel. They had the licenses to both, then they put both out, you know what I mean? I'm a big hero head too. And my uncle had Migos when he was a kid, so he told me about that shit. And if you got the Fat Soul book, the booklet that came with the album, there's a picture of Jamie and Paul rocking the Freak Show era jerseys, and in the back of them, they have like Jamie's Migo collection. And you know, Jamie mentioned it on motherfucking What You Thinking About. You know, finishing off my Migo set, you know, you hear that shit. But had to explain that line to people that don't know that. The nigga also said, rusty blade at least 12 inches with the tip cracked off from stabbing too many bitches. Mono killed that shit. He had my favorite verse, my nigga. Like, that nigga killed that shit. My only gripe with this track is I wish Tech 9's verse was longer. Like, he killed that shit. I heard Tech the year prior. My nigga played me Here Comes Tech and Nina, and I bought Absolute Power right after that. I was already a big Tech fan. Off, like, his first two albums alone. Well, not first two. You know, you got Karma for the Storm and The Worst. But I consider Angelic his first album. That's just me. Like, his very first real album that I actually liked anyway, you know what I mean? But fire, you know, I love that shit. I do like Come for the Storm and The Worst, but not as much as I like Angelic. That shit is amazing. Two different styles, too, from Tech. Like I said, that's my only gripe, but wish Tech had a longer verse. Jamie came correct, you know, my axis family, and for the family, I'll separate your anatomy and shit like that. That shit was fire. I love Serial Killer, classic shit. Then we get Marsh Lagoon. I absolutely love this shit. One of my favorite tracks of all time. Jimmy Madrox talks about being a football player in high school, and he just kills bitches and dumps them in the lagoon. The Marsh Lagoon is where people like bury the dead and shit like that. Serial killer type shit. Susan Casada. Her mother is a lawyer and her daddy is a doctor. Her pictures in my locker. Like, Jamie killed that shit. Consumed her body, then I pulled her below. I wrapped it in my Letterman coat and slit her throat like that. Oh my god, nigga. Like, that's some real wicked shit right there. I love that, man. Jamie's verses are bananas. And Monoxide talking about being depressed and he just kills motherfuckers, you know what I mean? That picks on him and shit. That's what I got from that. And Violent J, you know, Dave from Donut Hut, you know what I mean? Serial killer. After he works his job, I guess, and throws niggas in the Marsh Lagoon and shit like that. I love that shit. Awesome production from Fritz as well. I fucking love that. Marsh Lagoon is one of my favorite songs of all time, man. Like, that is one of those tracks I can listen to on loop. That's how much I love that shit. Then we get Bobby's Dad. What I got from this is about just a dad trying to run his kid's life, you know what I mean? Not one of my favorite tracks, but, you know, Mono killed this joint, definitely. I thought that shit was fire. You know, but not one of my favorite tracks. Then we get Hydro featuring Lazy Bone. Absolutely love this track. You know, the nigga Mono said, I'm like, what'd he say? I'm like, fuck Cheech. He don't even hit the bong. That shit's hard. Fuck Cheech. He don't even hit the bong. Dope weed song. I'm a big Bone Thugs and Harmony fan. I'm talking huge. One of the first hip hop groups I ever started like obsessing over. I fucking worship Bone Thugs and Harmony. I'm a big Bone fan. My favorite is Busy Bone, but Lazy's amazing too. I love Crazy Bone, my number 2. Lazy probably my 3rd favorite. I love Lazy. Little Leahy. Fire shit, my nigga. Like, amazing. That chorus, you know. Smoking hydro. Feeling fine. That shit. Like, they used to sing that shit as a group. Like some doo-wop shit, Bone Thugs. You know what I mean? Before they even got signed, they did that shit in Cleveland. So for them to use it on the Twiztid record, that's pretty fucking dope. Then we get Frankenstein featuring Blizzard and Homie. Twiztid talking about how they're not a clone like all the other fucking corny rappers and shit. They're original. Super dope track. Shout out to my homegirl Becky. I don't know where the fuck you at, girl, but she used to tell me, like, that song reminds you of, it reminds me of you, she used to tell me, because I'm such a big Green Book fan, you know what I mean? I don't know why that particular song reminded me of her, reminded her of me, but what can you do? That's what Shorty told me, you know what I mean? She was a juggler too, shout out to her, man. I don't know where the fuck she's at, though. Super dope track, man. I love Frankenstein. Then we get Everybody Dies featuring ABK and Bushwick Bill. Absolute fucking banger. Everyone came correct. That nigga Bushwick said, holes in your stomach till your whole waist snap off. Bushwick killed that shit, man. ABK came correct too. Everybody Dies is fucking dope. Then we get Fat Kids, y'all. Fat Kids, very short track, kind of like Nicotine. A Jimmy Madrox solo track. This is my fucking anthem right here, yo. I'm a fat kid, no secret to that, you know what I mean? On some real shit, like this shit touched a nigga, you know? I got double cheeseburgers chasing me in my sleep. And fine hoes checking me out, but scared to speak, man. I can relate to that shit, man. Like, bitches, like, that feel you, but they don't want to say nothing because you're a fat nigga. And you're afraid what other people might think. That happened to me before, man. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, here's the thing about society, though, right? I'm going to go on a little rant. I don't want to get off too much off topic. I want to do to finish this review, but being a fat person, even at a young fucking age, I told this in one of my storytime videos before Speak Clout podcast even came out, but at a very young age, I knew that fat men, especially fat men, you know, males, are looked at as disgusting. You know what I mean? They're not attractive. They can't get no pussy. They can't have a girlfriend or wife. If they have a wife or a girlfriend, she's gonna be just as fat as him. You know. Even at a young, I'm talking young. I knew that we were looked down on. But fat women, even though they do get shit too, but they're more accepted. They got the BBW shit, but you can't say you're a big beautiful nigga because, you know, you're disgusting, you're fat, you're ugly. You know what I mean? But at the tender age of like fucking 8, my nigga, like I knew that I wouldn't have a problem stepping a woman because I wasn't like, what, the fucking 3rd grade or something? And this little girl, Tara, I mean, her name was Tara, my nigga, right? Tara, white girl, I remember this shit. I sat down, she was like, oh, Mike Sears is so cute. Once I heard that, I knew I was good. So I you know, from fucking 1999 when I really started, like I lost my virginity in 99. From 99 to fucking 2017, I always had pussy. You know, now it's a dry spell I'm going through right now, but it is what it is. You know, I'm not afraid to holler at bitches. You know what I mean? Because that's society. I'm not gonna let society fuck my head up. I'm fat, so I can't get pussy. You know, totally off topic, but I had to talk about that because it's true. Like fat men get no love, my nigga, none. But I look good, my nigga. You feel me? And that shit is amazing. I love fat kids. That shit is fire, man. So good. I'm sorry I ran into a little rant on that, but I had to. Then we get Hum Shabam. Like, oh my. Yo, honestly, one of the best tracks they ever did. Ever. Such an amazing track. Shit is fucking incredible. This is on some Exorcist type shit. A fucking masterpiece, y'all. The epitome of the wicked shit. To me, so fucking good. The storytelling, the fucking sound effects in that shit. Oh my god, Fritzy Cat did this fucking thing. I fucking worship Hum Shabam. Doing that live too is fucking crazy. The shit they just describe in there is like horror movie shit on wax. It is a fucking gem. Like I get literal chills when I hear that shit. Dead ass, yo. That shit is fire. Hum Shabam is one of the greatest Twiztid tracks to ever fucking be recorded. That's how much I love that fucking track. Then we get Darkness, one of my favorite Twiztid rock songs ever. Talking about kind of like depression type shit, like fuck off, leave me alone type shit I got from that. I think that nigga was it named Pig or some shit like that? Little Pig, or maybe just Pig from Zug Island. That nigga's on there playing guitar, whatever the fuck he does, drums. I think it's a drummer. My bad. But yeah, man, that shit is fire, man. Darkness. Dope way to end the album. Fucking The Green Book is my favorite Twiztid record of all time. Point blank, period. I think there's not a record better. There's some shit that can fucking knock it off for me, like, and make me think, like I said in the top of the show, like, oh man, you know, what I like better, Most Tasteless Freak Show or Green Book, like, I kind of, you know, but yeah, The Green Book is my favorite album from Twiztid, and I give it 5 mics, y'all, 5 mics. You know, speaking of Clout, takes after the Source rating, 5 mics it's getting, and top 3 tracks has to be Afraid of Me, The Marsh Lagoon, and Harm Shabam. Have to go with that. Just have to. Salute to Jimmy Madrox and Monoxide for creating such an amazing piece of work. Absolutely adore this album to death. It's a fucking masterpiece. It brings it back to summer '03. Great time in my life, man. Had a good girl. Fucking good friends to chill with. It's a great time in my life, man. And yeah, man. Twiztid, The Green Book, man. '03. Next, I take a journey down Man's Myth and Mutant. Doing it in one fucking show, one fell swoop. I really don't want to listen to Mutant, but I have to. But there you have it, The Green Book, my favorite Twiztid record of all time. Shout out to my juggalos. Whoop whoop to you motherfuckers. Shout out to everybody else. So, I will see you motherfuckers on the flip side. Peace.